Welcome to the ServSafe Test Prep. This is the ServSafe Food Handler Practice Test 3. This test consists of 40 questions with explain answers. So let's get started. Question 1. Which three kinds of hazards make foods unsafe? A. Physical, chemical, biological. B. Chemical, sanitary, biological. C. Biological, environmental, physical. D. Biological, chemical, environmental. And the correct answer is option A. Physical, chemical, biological. Foods can become unsafe when they come into contact with contaminated people, materials, or surfaces. These are known as environmental hazards and can be biological, chemical, or physical. Question 2. Which of the following is not an example of poor personal hygiene? A. Wearing a hat. B. Re-wearing a shirt. C. Skipping a shower. D. Reusing a stained apron. And the correct answer is option A. Wearing a hat. A hat is an appropriate item to wear. Food handlers should adhere to guidelines for covering head hair and facial hair, wearing clean clothes and aprons, and wearing appropriate jewelry. Question 3. A thermometer must be blank before use to ensure accuracy. A. Studied. B. Washed. C. Sanitized. D. Calibrated. And the correct answer is option D. Calibrated. Thermometers should be washed and sanitized before use, but to ensure an accurate reading, thermometers must be calibrated. Question 4. A customer using their hands to serve themselves at the buffet is an example of blank. A. Cross contact. B. Cross contamination. C. Environmental contact. D. Time temperature abuse. And the correct answer is option B. Cross contamination. Self-service areas like buffets can become easily contaminated. Customers should never use bare hands or a dirty utensil to pick up food. Question 5. Which of the following is not a correct way to hold a glass? A. From the top. B. From the base. C. From the stem. D. From the middle. And the correct answer is option A. From the top. Never touch the area of a plate, bowl, or glass that comes in contact with food or drink to prevent cross-contamination. Question 6. Which of the following is the best way to store utensils? A. Handle up. B. Handle down. C. Laying flat in a lined drawer. D. Laying flat in a dishwasher rack. And the correct answer is option A. Handle up. Utensils should be stored handle up in a storage area that has been cleaned and sanitized. Question 7. Sink. One of a three compartment sink should be filled with water that is at least blank degrees Fahrenheit and detergent. A. 70. B. 95. C. 100. D. 110. And the correct answer is option D. 110. When using a three compartment sink to clean and sanitize, the first sink should be filled with 110 degree Fahrenheit water and detergent. Question 8. Beth is cooking pork chops to order. They must reach blank degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds to be properly cooked? A. 135, B. 145, C. 155, D. 165. And the correct answer is option B. 145. Pork, beef, veal, and lamb steaks or chops must reach an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds to reduce any pathogens that may be present and reduce the likelihood of foodborne illness. Question 9. Items stored on shelves should be stored blank inches from the floor. A. 4, B. 6, C. 10, D. 12. And the correct answer is option B. 6. Cleaned and sanitized shelves must be 6 inches from the floor to discourage pests. Question 10. Which of the following customers will be considered part of an at-risk population? A. A 9-year-old, B. A 30-year-old with a cough, C. A 50-year-old with a cane, D. An 80-year-old. And the correct answer is option D. An 80-year-old. People with weaker immune systems like the elderly, preschool age children, or anyone with a compromised immune system due to illness are known as at-risk populations. Special guidelines are in place for solving these populations, so check with your manager. Question 11. Water in the second or middle compartment of a 3-compartment sink is soapy. What should you do? A. Add more soap to it. B. Add more water to it. C. Drain it and refill with clear water. D. Drain it and refill with hot water and detergent. And the correct answer is option C. Drain it and refill with clean water. The second or middle compartment in a 3-compartment sink is for rinsing and should be filled with clear water. Question 12. Items being stored in the same refrigerated cooler should be stored in the following top to bottom order. A. RTE foods, seafood, ground meat and fish, whole cuts of meat, poultry. B. RTE foods, seafood, whole cuts of meat, ground meat and fish, poultry. C. RTE foods, ground meat and fish, seafood, whole cuts of meat, poultry. D. RTE foods, whole cuts of meat, ground meat and fish, seafood, poultry. And the correct answer is option B. RTE foods, seafood, whole cuts of meat, ground meat and fish, poultry. Foods should be stored separately to keep them safe from cross-contamination. In this top to bottom order, RTE foods, seafood, whole cuts of meat, ground meat and fish, all poultry. Question 13. The maximum holding temperature for cold foods is blank degrees Fahrenheit. A. 0, B. 32, C. 40, D. 41. And the correct answer is option D. 41. When holding cold foods, they must not exceed 41 degrees Fahrenheit or they will enter the temperature danger zone and be at risk for pathogen growth. Question 14. Never scoop ice with a blank. A. Glass. B. Pair of tongs. C. Metal ice scoop. D. Plastic ice scoop. And the correct answer is option A. Glass. Never scoop ice with a glass or bare hands. A glass could break, causing physical contamination, and bare hands could be contaminated, causing biological contamination. Question 15. Alex serves a customer with a peanut allergy a stir fry dish with peanut sauce on the side. What should Alex do now? A. Remove the side of peanut sauce and reserve the dish to the customer. B. Remove the side of peanut sauce using gloves and rearrange the stir fry on the plate. C. Take the side of peanut sauce from that plate and scrap the stir fry onto a new plate. D. Remove the dish and prepare a new stir fry dish on a clean and sanitized plate that does not have any trace of peanut allergen. And the correct answer is option D. Remove the dish and prepare a new stir fry dish on a clean and sanitized plate that does not have any trace of peanut allergen. Sometimes even a very small amount of an allergen can be dangerous for allergic customers. If you accidentally serve the allergic guest a dish containing the allergen, remove the dish and prepare a new one according to an allergen special order. Using clean and sanitized tools, equipment, and a new plate, then reserve the customer. Always inform your manager if you think cross contact has occurred. Question 16. When cleaning stationary equipment, what is the first thing you should do? A. Unplug the equipment. B. Remove any parts that come off. C. Wash, rinse, and sanitize the base. D. Remove any food particles from the surface. And the correct answer is option A. Unplug the equipment. Stationary equipment like stand mixers or slicers must be cleaned and sanitized after use. If you are interrupted mid-use before you introduce a different food item or after 4 hours of continuous use, unplug the equipment, take off removable parts and wash, rinse and sanitize them and the base and put the machine back together. Question 17. You are washing dishes in a 3-compartment sink. What should you do to ensure your sanitizer is effective? A. Use extra sanitizer solution. B. Let items soak for 2 minutes. C. Check its strength with a test kit. D. Use steaming hot water with sanitizer. And the correct answer is option C. Check its strength with a test kit. In a 3-compartment sink, sink 3 must be filled with water and the correct amount of sanitizer. Then its strength should be checked with a test kit. Question 18. Which of the following is not a way to keep trash from contributing to pests, contamination, and odors? A. Taking trash out as soon as possible. B. Washing the inside and outside of the cans near the prep area. C. Being careful not to contaminate anything while dealing with trash. D. Keeping lids closed on inside and outside receptacles when not in use. And the correct answer is option B. Washing the inside and outside of the cans near the prep area. Handling trash can lead to contamination, and food service waste can contribute to smells and pests. Trash cans should be washed inside and out, but never around food prep areas. Question 19. Which of the following is not a guideline for proper chemical storage and use? A. Chemicals can be stored above food. B. Chemicals should be stored in original containers. C. Chemicals can be poured into new label containers. D. Chemicals should be disposed of according to instructions. And the correct answer is option A. Chemicals can be stored above food. Chemicals and cleaning supplies should be stored away from food in original containers or labeled containers if they are poured into new ones and discarded according to the manufacturer's instructions to prevent chemical contamination. Question 20. Pests can cause blank and blank contamination. A. Physical allergen. B. Biological allergen. C. Physical biological. D. Restrictive biological. And the correct answer is option C. Physical biological. Pests can cause physical and biological contamination that can lead to foodborne illness. So, notify your manager if you see signs of pest. Question 21. Cam stores chicken salad that will be held over 24 hours in the cooler. The label on the chicken salad must include what date? A. A delivery date. B. A prepared on or created on date. C. A purchased on or ordered on date. D. A sell by, eaten by, or throughout date. And the correct answer is option D. A sell by, eaten by, or throughout date. Ready to eat TCS foods that will be held over 24 hours must be marked with a sell by, eaten by, or throughout date. Question 22. Which of the following items needs time and temperature control for safety? A. Cooked rice. B. Cherry cake. C. Whole apples. D. Bottled soy sauce. And the correct answer is option A. Cooked rice. Rice that has been cooked needs time and temperature control for safety. It must be kept at 135 degrees Fahrenheit or higher. Question 23. Which of the following foods is least likely to become physically contaminated? A. Fruit salad. B. Vegetable soup. C. Pre-packaged crackers. D. Hand-formed meatballs. And the correct answer is option C. Pre-packaged crackers. Any food that requires prep could become physically contaminated by a careless food handler or by something already existing in the food, like seeds. In this scenario, prepackaged crackers are the least likely item to be contaminated. Question 24. A food handler wipes her knife on the edge of the cutting board and begins prepping a new item with the knife. What could this action be described as? A. Cross contact. B. Cross contamination. C. Sanitizing incorrectly. D. Time temperature abuse. And the correct answer is option B. Cross contamination. Wiping a tool on something instead of cleaning and sanitizing it before beginning a new task could lead to cross contamination. Question 25. After slicing tomatoes for today's lunch rush, Marco puts them in proper cooler storage. What should this action be described as? A. Poor personal hygiene. B. Cleaning and sanitizing. C. Time temperature control. D. Preventing cross contamination. And the correct answer is option C, time temperature control. A sliced fruit or vegetable is a TCS item and therefore needs time and temperature control for safety. Placing the sliced tomatoes into proper cooler storage will be time temperature control. Question 26. How long should items be submerged in sanitizer? A. For 5 minutes. B. Long enough to dip in and out. C. Long enough to reduce pathogens. D. Long enough to change the water temperature. And the correct answer is option C. Long enough to reduce pathogens. Once you have filled your sanitizer sink with solution and checked its strength, items must be submerged long enough to reduce pathogens. The amount of time will depend on the type of sanitizer. Question 27. Scott can prep salad bar items continuously for blank hours before he must stop to clean and sanitize. A 2, B 3, C 4, D 6. And the correct answer is option C 4. Tools, equipment, and surfaces can be continuously used for 4 hours before they must be cleaned and sanitized. Question 28. Jim has just come back from a smoke break. What must he do before returning to vegetable prep? A. Wash hands. B. Clock back in. C. Remove his hat. D. Put his apron back on. The correct answer is option A. Wash hands. Anytime a food handler leaves and then re-enters the food prep area to begin a new task, they must wash hands. Question 29. You take newly received items into storage and put items with the earliest date in front of foods with later dates so they will be used first. This is known as blank. A. TCS. B. TDZ. C. RTE. D. FIFO. And the correct answer is option D. FIFO. FIFO stands for first in, first out and is the procedure that ensures the oldest items are used first. Question 30. Which of the following does not describe chemical contamination? A. Sanitized items being left to air dry. B. Lingering soap residue on dishes. C. Sanitizer solution that is too strong when tested. D. Stainless steel polish used on food prep surfaces. And the correct answer is option A. Sanitized items being left to air dry. Chemical contaminants are chemicals used at your establishment, including cleaners, sanitizers, and polishes that may come in contact with food. Sanitizer used in the proper amount is safe. Question 31. What is the correct order for proper hand washing? A. Dampen hands with hot water. Apply soap. Lather for 10 seconds. Rinse and dry. B. Dampen hands with cold water. Apply soap. Lather for 15 seconds. Rinse and dry. C. Dampen hands with hot water. Apply soap. Lather for 15 seconds. Rinse and dry. D. Apply soap. Dampen hands with hot water. Lather for 15 seconds. Rinse and dry. And the correct answer is option C. Dampen hands with hot water. Apply soap. Lather for 15 seconds. Rinse and dry. Washing hands for 20 total seconds is the best way to keep foods and surfaces contamination free. Food handlers must dampen hands with hot water, apply soap, lather for 15 seconds, rinse and dry using a hand dryer or single use paper towel. Question 32. Which of the following does not represent the best way to help protect against spreading a virus throughout your establishment? A. Wash hands properly before beginning task. B. Cook all items to their specific internal temperature. C. Inform your manager if you are experiencing diarrhea. D. Inform your manager if you are experiencing vomiting. And the correct answer is option B. Cook all items to their specific internal temperature. A virus is a biological contaminant that can spread person to person. Viruses cannot be controlled with internal cooking temperatures like bacteria can. Question 33. Which of the following is not true of nail polish and false fingernails? A. Nail polish could flake into food. B. Nail polish could hide dirt under nails. C. False nails could cause chemical contamination. D. Some establishments may allow polish or false nails when hands are covered by gloves. And the correct answer is option C. False nails could cause chemical contamination. Flaked nail polish or lost false nails cause physical contamination. Polish could also hide dirt under nails. False nails can be harder to keep clean. However, some establishments may allow you to wear gloves over them, so check with your manager. Question 34. Irene put a dish of fresh baked tuna casserole on a self-service buffet that isn't functioning properly. This most closely represents A. Poor hygiene, B. Cross contact, C. Cross contamination, D. Time temperature abuse. And the correct answer is option D. Time temperature abuse. Putting a hot food on a buffet that isn't functioning properly could mean the dish isn't being held hot enough, which is time temperature abuse. Question 35. Which of the following is not something you should do if you check the temperature of a food and it's in the temperature danger zone? A. Store it. B. Reheat it. C. Discard it. D. Cook it further. And the correct answer is option A. Store it. If you check the temperature of a food and it's in the temperature danger zone, you may need to cook it further, reheat it, or throw it out to maintain safety. Question 36. A food handler's responsibility to food safety begins when food is blank. A. Stored. B. Ordered. C. Received. D. Prepared. And the correct answer is option C. Received. A food handler's monitoring of time and temperature begins when food is received and continues through storing, thawing, preparing, cooking, and serving. Question 37. Which of the following is not one of the first actions to take when receiving food? A. Check for good quality. B. Ensure proper temperature. C. Check for undisturbed packaging. D. Move food into immediate temperature storage. And the correct answer is option D. Move food into immediate temperature storage. When receiving food, check for proper temperature. undisturbed packaging, and good quality to make sure the item hasn't suffered time temperature abuse. Question 38. Which of the following is the best way to thaw a single thin frozen hamburger patty? A. In the microwave. B. In the cooler at 46 degrees Fahrenheit. C. On the counter during service. D. As part of the cooking process. And the correct answer is option D, as part of the cooking process. Certain small or thin, single or per serving cook to order foods are to be cooked immediately and will thaw as part of the cooking process, such as a frozen hamburger patty or frozen cheese sticks. Question 39. George made mixed berry crumbles for tonight's dinner service that will be kept hot. They must be cooked to blank degrees Fahrenheit for 15 seconds to be safe. A. 135, B. 145, C. 155, D. 165. And the correct answer is option A, 135. Fruit, vegetables, grains like rice and pasta, and beans that will be held hot must reach 135 degrees for 15 seconds to reduce the likelihood of foodborne illness by eliminating pathogens commonly found in them. Question 40. Produce must be blank and blank before being used for ready-to-eat foods. A. Stored, prepared. B. Washed, soaked. C. Rinsed, sanitized. D. Cooled, reheated. And the correct answer is option B. Washed, soaked. Produce must be washed and soaked in a cleaned and sanitized prep sink under slightly warm water between leaves and ribs where dirt collects, and never mixed when soaking before being used as an ingredient in ready to eat foods like sandwiches or salads. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it with your family and friends.